Hey guys, Katie here, and I am super excited today because we are going to learn something. We have Kelly Liston with Lardy on with us today. Say hello, Kelly.
Hi, friends. I'm so excited.
I know, me too. And Kelly's going to be showing us how to make, I guess, homemade deodorant, natural deodorant. What would you say?
I would say it's homemade deodorant because you're making it in your home.
Hey, there we go. Easy enough,
Very
right?
simple. Yes.
So Kelly, tell us a little bit about your story. What do you do and why do you do it?
Okay, so my name is Kelly. I am a parent, like most of you out there, all of you out there. I have 3 kids, 2 boys that are 15 and 13, and my daughter just turned 10. And I've lived and grown up here in Arizona, lived here, born here, raised here, and now I live in Central Phoenix with my family and my dogs, and I keep chickens and raise quail for meat and eggs, and I never thought I would do that. I never thought. And so anyway, Lardy was born in 2012 with a really good friend of mine, Tamara Manley, and out of a need to share our own journey and what we were learning about food and how it affects our bodies, as well as what we put on our bodies and how it affects our bodies. And so we just embarked on a journey of teaching people about traditional food and real food and really how to detoxify our homes. And deodorant is one of those things.
Yes, yes. And I hear another Live and Learn coming up about chickens or something like that, maybe later on in life.
And you can come over that time. We can be live together.
Perfect. I love it. Awesome. So you're going to teach us today how to make deodorant at home. What are the benefits? Why did you even begin doing this?
That's a good question. So when I was really focused on, I shifted my focus, not necessarily away from food. That was pretty much a skill I was confident in. I really wanted to pay attention to what I was putting on our body. And I started with simple things like soap and what am I using every day? And deodorant is one of those things, and diving deep into the ingredients and learning about what they are. And I decided that I needed to find a better option that didn't have the ingredients in deodorant. And it's really easy to check out your deodorant, turn it over, read the label. That's one thing you can do. You can look up your deodorant on the Think Dirty app. If you don't have that, it is fantastic. You get to scan your product and it gives you a rating of 0 to 9, 9 being the worst, not the best. And it gives you, it helps you understand the rating, and it also gives you recommendations for a better option. And when I'll get to the ingredients here in a second and why I'm avoiding them. But when I knew I had hit a home run with my deodorant when my husband asked me to make more. And then it was the best deodorant he's ever used in his entire life.
So you got your husband to use it. This I really need to know, because mine is like, Old Spice is mine, and that's that.
Yeah. So he calls me a granola hippie. Embrace that. And I stopped pushing my things on him. And so I just had this in my my medicine cabinet in our bathroom. And he was like, so that deodorant you made? I need more. I was like, you're using? I'm like, where's it going?
You're like, ew, boy germs on my stuff.
Yeah, it's like, he's like, this is the best deodorant ever used. He's like, at the end of the day, I don't smell. And that's never happened before. So I knew I had a winner. So anyway, so back to, I made a quick list. Again, you can find these with a quick Google search. It is not hard. But these are particular ingredients that I am choosing to avoid in our products at home based on what they do to our bodies. Parabens, there's a whole list of parabens. Parabens is a category, and so there's a bunch of ingredients that fall under that. They mimic your estrogen and they mess around with your hormones, which is no bueno. There's a lot of aluminum compounds, and aluminum really is used in antiperspirants. It stops us from sweating, and sweating is one of our detoxing pathways.
Yeah.
So stopping that process, in my mind, I was like, that's a problem. I should be removing toxins. And so I didn't want to block that anymore. And all of these ingredients are obviously absorbed by our skin. Our skin is our largest organ and everything, and we're like a sponge. And so when we put something on our body, it bypasses our natural detoxification system because it's not going through digestion.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another way that things are getting into our bodies that we aren't necessarily able to quickly eliminate.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, look up aluminum. It is a neurotoxin. It is really no bueno.
And is that so I've heard, breast cancer is linked to these types of antiperspirants. I think it's more antiperspirant, right?
Probably because of the aluminum. And there's a lot of research out there that you can look up regarding aluminum, and that aluminum is also, it's a heavy metal.
Mm-hmm.
And it will sit in our organs, and it is hard for our bodies to eliminate. And so heavy metals also in our brains are contributing to memory disorders, dementia. Again, lots of research around that, easy to find. Silica is a carcinogen. Triclosan is a pesticide and also a endocrine disruptor. Talc, which seems like
Powder.
It's like, doesn't seem like it's a bad thing. That's also a carcinogen. Propylene glycol is a neurotoxin, and it can cause kidney and liver damage. And then there's fragrance. Fragrance is one of my favorite ingredients. It is most likely one of the top ingredients that will be flagged on your products. And that is because up to 300 ingredients can be included in that term fragrance, because it is a brand secret. And it's proprietary property. And so tons and tons of ingredients can be included under there. Formaldehyde is a frequent one that shows up. That's also a known carcinogen. So anything that says fragrance, it's willing to bet that who knows what's in there. It's
like who knows, basically. Crapshoot. And isn't silica that stuff comes in those little packs that says do not eat, like when you get a new pair of shoes? Right?
Yes.
So if do not eat, probably do not absorb on skin too.
Yeah, I like that connection.
Right?
Yeah. So that's just a little taste of what could be hiding in your deodorants. And I am actually going to show you the recipe that I use and why we love it so much. And it is so easy to make at home. So easy. Are you ready?
Awesome. Let's do it.
Okay. I'm gonna move around into my kitchen. Come with me on this journey.
Here we go.
Yep. Okay. Hi friends. Can you see me? Is it dark? Okay. All right. So I am going to share the link to this recipe. It is on my website, Lardy. Please understand that the ratio between arrowroot powder and baking soda can be adjusted to fit your needs. So if the recipe that I share right now is too much baking soda, just back off on the baking soda and add the arrowroot. Does that make sense?
Yes, super good point. I appreciate you bringing that up because I have a sensitivity to baking soda.
So one of the stories around the deodorant was my husband was loving it so much, but his armpits were on fire. Yeah. I was like, this was literally it was pH balance for a woman. It's strong enough for a man. So I had to back off for him to get adjusted, and now he can actually take the full recipe just fine. So it is easy to play with, easy to move around. Just keep that in mind if you try it and you're like, whoa, this is too much, back it off. I would say you have to use baking soda. You have to, or you will stink.
Okay, makes sense.
The smallest amount is better than nothing.
Quick question coming up right now, Kelly. Where do you purchase your supplies?
Amazon.
Okay, easy enough.
Easy. Amazon, you can find, like Bob's Red Mill has a baking soda. Bob's Red Mill has arrowroot powder. I do use Indian healing clay or bentonite clay, which is awesome for detoxing. And I get this on Amazon because it's easy. I also found this at Whole Foods. So, and then coconut oil. There's 4 ingredients. And then I also use essential oils for very specific reasons. And so my husband actually has a blend of essential oils that he uses that I don't, and based on what his goals are.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. So I can talk about that when I get to those parts, but
Okay.
you first start with melting, and you have to melt it to get it all incorporated. I find that to be the easiest way. 5 tablespoons of coconut oil. And then you take your trusty tablespoon measurer, and I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of baking soda. 1, and I'll show you what this looks like. And then 5 tablespoons of arrowroot. And this is why I like ordering stuff on Amazon, because I can get bulk supplies that's not necessarily very expensive.
Right.
Okay, so 5 arrowroot, and then bentonite clay, 2 tablespoons.
And so does this make or maybe you'll go over it, so I'm sorry if I'm kind of asking a question prematurely here, but does this make like a lotion or a stick or?
Yes, it actually makes like a paste.
Okay.
Putting it in a jar. I actually should have showed you what it looks like. Hold on.
That's okay.
Andrew, bring me our deodorant, please. Unless I have an assistant here.
Perfect.
Right, I got it all in here, and I'm just going to use a fork to stir it up. And I will show you what it looks like all set. The clay does a really good job absorbing a lot of the liquid.
Mm-hmm.
Here in Phoenix or here in Arizona, our summers are warm, so our deodorant is definitely really soft in the summer, and it's hard as a rock in the winter. Here, oh, he's trying to avoid the camera.
Oh, come on, come and see us.
Thank you very much. So, the only thing you really just have to focus on is just getting the lumps out, and you could probably use a whisk for this.
Okay.
I just find a fork to be just as, and I don't know if you can, you know what? Well, you can kind of see how it's like runny.
Yeah.
That's because the coconut oil is liquid. When it sets, you will see it start to firm up. A lot of times I'll find that if I stir it frequently while it's setting in the winter, you'll find that the coconut oil will kind of rise up to the top. Just stir it back in, and then it's going to look like this. Can you see in there?
Okay. Where does it get its color from?
The bentonite clay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if this is really hard, I end up using a popsicle stick to kind of break off chunks.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's literally, you have to hold it in your pit to warm it up and then rub it on. My oldest son doesn't like using it because he doesn't like touching his pits.
Okay.
So who knew? He's like, can you make some in a stick? And this is possible. I have not done this yet. All I'm going to do, and I actually want to try it, is just add beeswax, melted beeswax to it. And that should keep it firm enough to stay in a tube that you would wipe on. Because
Gotcha.
if it might not work. Well, in the winter, it's not a problem. In the summer, it would get kind of really soft and gooey. And so once it's warm, it spreads like a lotion.
Mm-hmm. Would it be an idea to, I don't know, keep it in the fridge in the summer?
Yeah, that'd actually be nice. Because once it's warm enough, it goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so at this point, when it's like nice and mixed together and runny, I'll add some oils. I like to use frankincense. These are Young Living essential oils. I like to use frankincense, a lot of it. Frankincense is amazing for our skin, but more importantly, it is excellent for keeping healthy cells healthy. And so anytime I can get frankincense on my skin, I do it. So I open up my my lotion that I use on my face, and I'll add frankincense. You can put it in your sunscreen. Easy ways to get it on your skin every day.
Great idea.
Yeah. And so I'm going to add about 10 drops of this. 6, 7, 8. Again, there is no rhyme or reason of why I'm adding however many drops. I just kind of go with my intuition.
Got you.
This is Endoflex, Endoflex is awesome at supporting our endocrine system, our thyroid, our adrenals, our hormones, all of that. And so I like to put this in my deodorant as well. I'm gonna do 10 as well. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then the last one I chose for today is lavender.
Love it.
Lavender is awesome for our skin. It's calming. It smells good. 3, 4, 5.
I diffuse it every night.
It's same. Lavender is an easy go-to. So I'm just gonna mix that in. Again, you don't have to, if you don't like a ton of oil, I mean, you could do 5 drops each. I think that my recipe says like 5 to 10 drops. I just did 30. It doesn't matter. Okay, so here's the fun part, guys. I don't really have a need for deodorant right now because you saw I've got some in here. So I'm gonna fill these little jars and I'm gonna give them away to y'all. So let's see how many we get.
So let's see how many we get. Now, that brings me to a question. How long does this last? So how long have you had that big giant jar you just held up?
I made this, so this one recipe will fit in this jar. Okay. I don't know if this is my husband's or mine. Hold on. This is my husband's, I think.
Okay.
And it'll fill it almost to the top, and this lasts a while. I haven't had a problem with it expiring. I don't even know what that would look like. Mold maybe, but coconut oil is antiviral and antibacterial kind of, so I've never had a problem with it expiring. I just make more when I run out.
So would you say like a couple of months for that jar?
Yes.
So
Think about how much you're spending on deodorant.
Well, right. I was just trying to it's hard to add up, okay, how much are, 30 drops of oil? How much is 2 tablespoons of clay? You know what I mean? But considerably less than what you're dropping on, or my husband's dropping on Old Spice. That's killing him, probably.
Yep. There you go. And I promise you, once he gets used to the different kind of texture, you're still sweating. That was the biggest adjustment that I had to make because I went from using an antiperspirant to not.
Right.
And so I had to get used to sweating, but I did not stink. I was just wet.
And that's natural. I mean,
process. I find that I don't sweat much anymore unless I'm hot.
Mm-hmm.
So I went through a process of sweating a lot, and then not so much.
Well then, and correct me if I'm wrong on this too. So say my Old Spice loving husband decides that he wants to kick the habit and he switches over to this recipe. Now, is there going to be a detox period, or is there going to be a couple minutes of stinkiness happening?
Maybe, but I'm going to say that probably I would be willing to bet, yes, there's going to be some type of detoxing, but at least you won't smell.
Right. Okay, so no stinkiness, maybe a little extra sweating like you mentioned, but nothing like the stuff that you hear. Like there's obviously all kinds of natural deodorants and stuff that you can buy, right? And I hear not very good things about them.
Well, sometimes it is. Sometimes they don't work. They smell, I'm telling you, this stuff is awesome. And the bentonite clay is a detoxer. And so I think it just helps. It's a great daily, gentle detoxer. And so it's awesome to have in deodorant. And I've got 3 to give to you guys.
All right. So how's this giveaway going to go?
All you got to do is comment on the post, maybe with why you're excited to try it. There we go. Why you're excited to try it. I will pick a winner tonight on this post, or 3 winners tonight at, let's say, 8 p.m.
Awesome. I love it. And there were a few other things that you wanted to add to the post as well.
Oh, yes. Let's see. I am going to, this recipe is on our website, Lardy. I think I did mention that. You'll notice that the ratios are a little different because it's titled natural or a deodorant for sensitive skin. Because when I made it, I was making it for my husband at the time. Again, you can adjust the recipes as you need to. And I will put that in the comments. I'll put the link in the comments.
Awesome. Perfect. Any other questions, ladies, before we wrap it up and let Kelly go here? Anyone? I'm not hearing anything. I see somebody who can't wait to try it though, Kelly.
Excellent.
Is there anything else that you'd like to share that you haven't yet?
I don't think so. I think that just there, be adventurous and brave and try it. Try making something new in your home. It's very empowering to take your health and the health of your family into your own hands. And you're going to find that once you kind of tip the scale into that direction, it just becomes easier to try things that are like kind of woo-woo and out there. But I promise you the benefits in the long run will pay off in spades.
I 100% agree. Well, thank you so much, Kelly with Lardy. I appreciate you teaching us a couple of things about yourself and teaching us how to make some homemade deodorant today.
You're so welcome.
All right,
Mwah.
bye.